Welcome back to Philosophy Unpacked. Today, we're diving into one of Nietzsche's most poetic and powerful sections from Thus Spoke Zarathustra, Chapter 60, The Seven Seals.
This one feels like a grand finale of sorts. He calls it the Yea and Amen lay. What's the core idea we're looking at here?
It's Zarathustra's ultimate declaration of love for eternity, which for him is embodied in the concept of the eternal return. These seven seals are seven conditions, or seven ifs, that justify this profound love.
Okay, so it's a series of affirmations. Let's break down the first seal. It starts with some very dramatic imagery.
It does. He describes himself as a diviner on a mountain ridge, a heavy cloud caught between the past and the future.
A cloud ready for lightning, ready for a redeeming flash of light. He sees himself as a force of nature, waiting to unleash something.
Exactly. He's a tempest building up energy, preparing to kindle the light of the future. This creative, world-changing potential is the first reason for his love of existence.
And that leads directly to the refrain, "Oh, how could I not be ardent for eternity? For I love thee, O eternity."
Yes, each of the seven sections will build to this exact refrain. It's the central pillar of the entire chapter.
So what's the second seal about? It seems to shift from creation to destruction.
It does. He says, "If ever my wrath hath burst graves, shifted landmarks, or rolled old shattered tables into precipitous depths."
Shattered tables refers to old laws, old values, right? Like the Ten Commandments?
Precisely. He describes himself as a cleansing wind, sweeping away moldered words and old, decaying ideas, like a besom to crossspires.
But he also says he loves ruined churches and God's graves if heaven looketh through their ruined roofs. So it's not just blind destruction.
Okay, so first a creator, then a destroyer. What's the third seal? The third seal is about embracing chance and chaos. He talks about the heavenly necessity which compelleth even chances to dance star dances.
And he mentions playing dice with the gods at the divine table of the earth. That's a powerful image.
It is. He sees the earth itself as a divine game, trembling with new creative dictums and dice casts of the gods. He's not afraid of randomness. He celebrates it as a creative force.
So affirming the chaotic, unpredictable nature of life is another path to love and eternity. It's starting to make sense. On to the fourth seal.
The fourth is about synthesis. He describes drinking from a bowl in which all things are well mixed, joy and sorrow, fire and spirit, the furthest and the nearest.
He sees himself as a grain of the saving salt that helps mix everything together, including good and evil.
Yes, and he even says the evilest is worthy, as spicing. This is radical. He's rejecting moral purity and embracing the totality of experience, the entire complex flavor of life.
This feels central to the whole idea of eternal return. You can't just want the good parts to repeat. You have to want the entire mixture.
Exactly right. That all-encompassing acceptance is his fourth seal. Now, the fifth seal moves to a different metaphor, the sea.
He says he is fond of the sea and all that is sea-like. This seems to be about exploration and the unknown.
Perfect. It's the joy of being in the boundless, with only space and time sparkling in the distance. This love of radical freedom is his fifth reason for loving eternity.
We have two left. What's the sixth seal? It sounds a bit paradoxical.
The sixth is about lightness and laughter. He says, "If my virtue be a dancer's virtue, and if my wickedness be a laughing wickedness."
A laughing wickedness? What does he mean by that? How can evil be sanctified and absolved by its own bliss?
He's redefining wickedness. It's not about malice, but about a joyful transgression of old, heavy moral codes. The laughter and bliss that come from this freedom sanctify the act.
So his ultimate goal, his alpha and omega, is that everything heavy shall become light, every body a dancer, and every spirit a bird.
That's the essence of it. This transformation from heaviness to lightness is the sixth condition for his great yea.
And the final seal, the seventh, it seems to continue that theme of being a bird.
It does. He speaks of flying in his own heaven and learning avian wisdom, or the wisdom of a bird.
And what is this wisdom? It seems to be a message he receives.
The wisdom is, lo, there is no above and no below. Throw thyself about, sing, speak no more.
No above or below, so a complete flattening of hierarchies. But why speak no more?
Because, as the wisdom says, are not all words made for the heavy? Do not all words lie to the light ones? The ultimate affirmation is beyond language. It's a pure, unmediated song of joy.
So after all this complex philosophy and poetry, the final step is to transcend words themselves and just sing.
To sing, to dance, to live the affirmation. That's the seventh and final seal.
Let's go back to that refrain that ends every section. Never yet have I found the woman by whom I should like to have children, unless it be this woman whom I love. Eternity.
This is so crucial. He's contrasting the biological drive for legacy, having children, with a higher philosophical form of procreation.
So he's personifying eternity as his ideal partner, the one with whom he wants to create.
Precisely. His union isn't with a person, but with the entire concept of existence. The marriage ring of rings he desires is the ring of the return, the endless loop of eternal recurrence.
So each of the 7 seals is like a marriage vow in a way. If I can do this, and this, and this, then I am ready to commit to you eternity.
That's a beautiful way to put it. They are the 7 proofs of his worthiness for this ultimate marriage, this total affirmation of life.
It's interesting how he frames it all with if. It's not a statement of fact, but a conditional. If I be a diviner, if ever my wrath hath.
That's the aspiring nature of the Übermensch, or overman. It's a goal. He's laying out the spiritual conditions one must meet to be able to will the eternal return joyfully.
It's not a given. It's something you have to achieve within yourself. The ability to be a creator, a destroyer, a gambler, a mixer,
explorer, a dancer, and finally a singer who has transcended words. These aren't just poetic flourishes. They are psychological states one must embody.
Let's talk more about the first seal, the image of a storm cloud on a mountain. Why is being between past and future so important?
Because that's the position of the true creator. You're not bound by the past, but you're informed by it. You're not lost in the future, but you are bringing it into being. You are the tense, charged moment of now.
The heavy tempest that will kindle the light of the future. There's a sense of great responsibility in that image, even though it's creative.
There is. Nietzsche never shies away from the difficulty. He says, long must he hang like a heavy tempest. It's a difficult, lonely position to hold before the creative flash comes.
And in the final seal, that heaviness is transformed into the lightness of a bird. It's a complete journey.
It's the entire arc of Zarathustra's teaching, overcoming the spirit of gravity, learning to fly, and affirming everything so completely that you would joyfully live it all again forever.
So these 7 seals are Zarathustra's personal testament, his declaration that he has walked this path and is now ready for that ultimate commitment.
Exactly. He has examined his life and his spirit from 7 different angles, and each time the conclusion is the same, a resounding, joyful yes to eternity.
A yea and amen lay. It's not a question or a debate, but a final, powerful song of agreement with reality.
A song that, in its final verse, leaves words behind for pure, unadulterated joy, a powerful conclusion to his journey.